in order to pay their bills at AusPost. But that's probably, can I just go back? So you've done this arrangement with the Commonwealth Bank, the NAB and Westpac, but not the ANZ, is that correct?
We have an arrangement in place with about 70 financial institutions.
I'm talking about the big four.
Yes,
So in terms...
That's correct.
You don't have... There's no arrangement with ANZ? No?
Yes, that's correct.
Can I ask which executives worked on the Bank at Post deal?
Mr. Gary Starr, myself, and a lady called Deanne Kittler and Nicole.
Sorry, Deanne Kittler?
General Manager of Financial Services.
And is that all?
They were the senior managers. I mean, we could provide you a list. It was a big team. We can provide you a list.
Yeah, I would like a list.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if, Mr. McDonald, did you, as General Counsel and Corporate Secretary, do any work on this?
Yes, I did, Senator, and a member of my team on the legal side was actively involved in the documentation.
Yeah.
Right, and okay, so a direct report to you?
An indirect report to me. So
right. Oh, so who is that person directly reporting to?
So reports to my Deputy General Counsel.
Who's your Deputy General Counsel?
Philip Govey.
Thank you. So is that Covey or Govey?
Govey with a G.
Govey. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Mr. Boys didn't work on the agreement?
It was before he joined the organisation.
It's before he joined the
Oh, I
organisation.
see. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Boys, when did you join?
Thank you, Senator. 27th of May last year.
2019. Okay. When was this arrangement, when was it entered into for the three of the four big four? So the CBA, yeah, when did you enter in? When did this sort of finalise?
October 2018.
Ms. Holgate, did you reward the team who worked on the agreement?
There were a small number of senior people who'd put in an inordinate amount of work in, and they did receive an award from the chair, myself, and on behalf of the board.
And what was that award?
They got watches.
And what were the watches?
They were a Cartier watch of about a value of $3,000 each.
So how many watches did you buy?
If I recall correctly, and Gary may recall, I think it was 4 people.
4 people got Cartier. Do you remember the brand, the type? There was a Cartier tank. What was it?
I don't recall. I didn't actually purchase them. They were organised through my office on behalf of the chair and I.
Okay, so just to be clear, the 4 people who received Cartier watches was Mr. Starr. You received one? Ms. Holgate?
No, I did not. No.
Okay, so Mr. Starr received one. Ms. Kittler?
That's correct.
Did Ms. Kittler receive one? Yes. Did, who else received one?
A lady called Anna Bennett, who works in our strategy team, and a gentleman called Greg Sutherland, if I recall correctly, Gary. Gary was running the project. Apologies.
And so not Greg, but Gary Govey.
No, Greg Sutherland.
Greg Sutherland. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And sorry, what does he do?
He's left the organisation.
Oh, what did he do?
He did business development.
Okay, and was that purchased on the corporate credit card of, in the name of the office of the CEO?
I don't recall, Senator. I'm happy to take it on notice.
Well, does Mr. Boys know?
Unfortunately, Senator, I'm not aware either. We would have to take.
Mr. Boys, just so you're aware, I'm going to come to the question on notice in response to your response to question on notice 1740, where you said you were unable to provide a breakdown of the corporate credit card because of COVID-19, and I presume that you actually do some online banking, but I'm going to come to that. But just on this, you can't tell me what card this was purchased on. And you're the CFO. You can't tell me you spent $12,000 and you can't on watches, and you can't tell me which credit card you put that money on.
That's correct, Senator.
You are the Chief Financial Officer, and you can't tell me where the expenditure was put against.
I cannot, because I haven't had that question today. So Australia Post has $7.4 billion worth of expenses. We look after those expenses and take great care with those expenses.
So when was that purchase made? What month was that made in, and what year?
I believe, Senator, it was October 2018.
So in October 2018, you purchased 4 Cartier watches, and you're going to come back to me about which credit card, or did you do a direct transfer to Cartier? Was that in Cartier in Sydney? Were the watches purchased out of Cartier in Sydney?
No, they were not.
Where were they purchased out
Melbourne.
of? Were they purchased?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Well, that is quite close to your headquarters office in Melbourne. Was fringe benefits tax declared on these watches?
Senator, I'd have to take it on notice. I wouldn't know. I'm assuming so, because our finance team are very vigilant about going through fringe benefits tax. But I can happily take it on notice.
Lovely. Mr. Starr, are you wearing the watch now?
No, I am not, Senator.
Did you gift it to anyone else, for example, your wife?
No.
Do you, Ms. Holgate, consider it appropriate to use taxpayers' money to buy Cartier watches for already highly remunerated Australia Post executives?
I have not used taxpayers' money. We are a commercial organisation.
Australia Post is...
We do not receive government funding. We are a commercial organisation. And
You're a government organisation.
It was a recommendation from our chair that these people get rewarded